We've been conditioned to look to others for validation, the likes, the compliments, the acknowledgement. But here's the thing, friend. When you rely on external validation, you're outsourcing your confidence. I want you to think about that. You're outsourcing your confidence. Affirming yourself takes that power back. So let's talk about why self-affirmation is so important and how to make it a daily habit. Welcome to Remix Moments with Martine, where we will remix your mindset one moment at a time. I'm your host, Martine Williams, and I'm here to bring you a quick burst of inspiration, insight, and a fresh spin on your mompreneur journey. In just a few minutes, we'll remix your mindset, energize your day, and keep you moving forward with purpose. Let's dive in to today's moment. Hey friends, welcome back to Remix Moments with Martine. Today's remix moment is all about the power of affirming yourself and why this one practice can shift your confidence, your energy, and how you show up in the world. You probably have heard people talk about affirmation, self-affirmation. You're like, yeah. Like, I don't have time to do that. But I'm telling you, like, how often do you pause and truly acknowledge yourself, your efforts, your growth, and your worth? If the answer is not often or never, you're not alone, number one. We've been conditioned to look to others for validation, the likes, the compliments, the acknowledgement. But here's the thing, friend. When you rely on external validation, you're outsourcing your confidence. I want you to think about that. You're outsourcing your confidence. Affirming yourself takes that power back. So let's talk about why self-affirmation is so important and how to make it a daily habit. So self-affirmation is the practice of acknowledging and encouraging yourself. It's telling yourself, I'm proud of me, instead of waiting for someone else to say it. It's not about ignoring others' input. It's about not depending on it. That's the difference. And when you affirm yourself, you anchor your confidence in who you are, not in what others think you are or think of you. It can be as simple as saying, I'm proud of the way I handled that. I've come so far, and I'm still growing. I'm capable of figuring this out. Self-affirmation is a way to remind yourself that you're enough exactly as you are. And I wanted to do this episode because it's been coming up a lot in my one-on-one client work with my one-on-one clients, and this desire for that external validation. And I'm a words of affirmation girl, so I understand like that love language for you. But when we're only looking for that and we're not able to have the confidence to self-affirm, to look at, like, give ourselves that encouragement, then it's just like being on a roller coaster, because it's just unreliable to be depending and waiting on someone else to do that for you. So like the ultimate goal for my clients is when they go through Illuminate You coaching and they go through that process and they see their pro scan, and now they have this data in black and white that they can create their own I am statements, and to be able to speak those things. They're not in theory. They're not someone else's opinion. It's what's true about them. Because I know a lot of you, maybe you've thought about doing this before and you're like, I don't really even know what I would say. Like, again, that's not uncommon. But to be able to go through that process and see in black and white print, like, it's been game changing for so many of my one-on-one clients to truly see and to create these I am statements for themselves. And so why is it important, and why do I work with my clients on this, and why I want to do this podcast for you is because, number one, it builds inner resilience. So life isn't always kind, and external validation isn't always available, right? Self-affirmation gives you an internal safety net, a steady voice reminding you of your value no matter what challenges come your way. So it builds that inner resilience. Number two, it creates authenticity. When you affirm yourself, you stop molding yourself to fit other people's expectations. You show up as your true self. You have confidence in your true self, which leads to deeper connections and a life that feels aligned with who you really are. And thirdly, it strengthens your self-worth. So confidence built on self-affirmation is unshakable. It doesn't waver when criticism comes your way, because it's rooted in your belief about yourself, not someone else's opinion. Again, the Pro Scan just beautifully highlights all of these things for you. So how do we break the habit of external validation? That's the tricky part, right? Most of us are used to looking for outward looking outward for that validation. So how do we start looking inward instead? Number one is to recognize the pattern. Notice when you're seeking validation. Are you posting something, hoping for likes? Are you fishing for compliments? Awareness is the first step to breaking the habit. The second one is to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, why do I need someone else's validation right now? What can I tell myself instead? How can I look inward and see this for myself? And the third way is, again, affirm yourself first. Before you share your accomplishment with others, celebrate it with yourself. For example, I am proud of how hard I worked on this project. I gave it my best, and that's enough. And that's the key part. There's always going to be more to be done. But for you to be able to notice and pause and have the self-awareness around what you actually just did and what you did well, this is another sticking point for a lot of my clients is they come to the call and they're like, well, this is what I didn't do. And this is how I messed up. And these are the ways that I didn't move forward versus, all right, hold up. What can you be proud of? What did you do this week that you can affirm for yourself? And just start teaching your brain to not default to what you didn't do well, but actually celebrate what you did well first. Doesn't mean we're always hitting the mark. Doesn't mean we don't have, failure or have things that happen that don't go our way, but how can we acknowledge the things we are doing well at the same time? So how to make self-affirmation a daily habit? Let's get really practical here. Number one is morning affirmation. So you can start your day by looking in the mirror and saying something positive about yourself. Now, this is probably going to feel weird at first if you have been doing this. Maybe it's not looking in the mirror. Maybe it's just saying it out loud. But eventually, I want you to get to where you're able to look in the mirror and say positive affirmations over yourself. Like, I'm ready to face today's challenges with confidence. I am enough. I am a great mom. Like, you can start very, very, very simple. The second one is gratitude for yourself. Like, at the end of each day, write down 3 things you're proud of. Maybe it's the way you handled a tough situation. Maybe it's a small step you took towards your goal, even if you didn't hit the mark, or even just making it through a hard day. And every mompreneur says amen to that. Like, it's just, sometimes we're just making it through the day, but that's to be celebrated too. And the third way is to reframe the negative self-talk. So this is another big coaching piece for me with my one-on-one clients, is catching yourself being critical. Stop and reframe it. Remember, catch it, check it, and change it. So instead of, I can't believe I made this mistake, try, instead, I'm learning and growing every day. Like, you would never say to someone, I can't believe that you made that mistake. You wouldn't say that. So why are you saying it to yourself? So reframe it. Turn your inner critic into your inner coach. I'm going to do a whole other podcast episode on that. But these are just some simple ways for you to implement this. So here's something I want you to think about as we wrap up. Affirming yourself isn't just a confidence booster. It's a mindset shift. It's a way to take ownership of your worth and stop relying on others to define it for you. So today, I encourage you to take one small step toward affirming yourself, whether it's a compliment in the mirror or a moment of self-reflection or you fill in the blank. Like, start building that habit. And remember, the way you speak to yourself matters, y'all. It matters so much. Make sure it's with kindness and encouragement. So if this episode spoke to you, I want you to share it with a friend who could use some self-affirmation today. And let's connect on Instagram. I'm kind of getting back on there a little bit. So you go to Martine31 Williams. I'd love to hear how you're affirming yourself this week. If you are curious about some of the things that I've talked about today, the pro scan, the mindset work, the coaching, Illuminate You coaching, I want you to go and sign up for a free clarity call. This is an opportunity for you and I to get on the phone together for 1 hour. We're going to talk through your specific, like, where you are right now. Are you stuck? Or maybe you're not stuck. You're excited. You have some, like, all these ideas and you're not sure what is the next best step for you. Maybe the I am statements is a real challenge for you because you don't know who you are. You don't know what you bring to the table. Sign up for a free clarity call. Y'all, it's literally the best gift you can give yourself. So you can go to martinewilliams.com, sign up for the free clarity call. I'm going to give you my best advice, my best coaching on what your next steps are once we define and get really clear on where you are, where you want to go, and how you're going to get there. We'll also put the link in the show notes. And until next time, I will catch you on the next episode. Well, that's it, friends, for this remix moment. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me, and I hope that you are feeling inspired and ready to take on whatever comes your way. Remember, even small moments can lead to big changes. If this moment made a difference, be sure to subscribe, share with your fellow moms, and leave me a quick review. Seriously, it means the world to me to hear from you. And until next time, I am believing in you, and I will catch you in the next moment.